Hi everyone, so we are live and I got myself a bit of a different setup, something of a desk if you will, a little bit better light thanks to my colleagues, but some things stay the same. Paddington and his squeaky ball, although I have gotten him 4 squeaky balls because the other one only lasted about a week or two, so now he has 4. It'll take him a little bit longer to go through it. We'll let everybody get on and we'll get started. You gotta give it to me. If I'm gonna throw it, you gotta give it to me. You gotta give it to me if I'm gonna throw it. Can you guys hear me? Do you have the audio? Is the audio good? Are we good on audio? You gotta give it to me. Check new restrictions in PR. Can you guys hear me? Thumbs up for the audio? Yes, okay. New restrictions in PR. Yes, I have tweeted that, Instagrammed it, and posted it on Facebook. So if you guys want to know about the governor's latest announcement in Puerto Rico, I would direct you there. Those announcements were made about an hour ago. Get it, bud? All right, so thank you guys for joining us for another night, Thursday night, as we continue sort of the lockdown. It depends on where you are in the world. If you're in Puerto Rico, you are facing the strongest lockdown of any territory and state in the country. If you are in New York City, where I am, you are in really what is the epicenter of the coronavirus pandemic in the United States. But there is a very concerning situation developing in Louisiana and in California as the cases continue to rise. In fact, today it was announced just within the last couple of hours that the United States has surpassed Italy in the number of cases that we have. So we do this every night at 8 p.m. It is the new normal, and we talk to people around the world. So we're going to start bringing folks in, and we will start. Let's see if Paddington, you got to give me the ball if you may throw it, buddy. All right, bringing in our first person.
Hello, David.
Poor thing. That's that's the farmer who's checked in with us before from Puerto Rico, and there's some Wi-Fi issues there. So Paddington, let it go. Good Lord Almighty.
Turn it right on. Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. I can't see you.
Oh, hold on. About time.
That's better. What's your name?
My name is Glory.
Glory. And where? Lori or Glory?
Glory. Like Glory, hallelujah.
Oh, I've never met a Glory. Now that's a good name.
Yes. How are you?
That's a good name, a Glory. Okay, love, tell us what your new normal is. First of all, where are you in the world?
I'm in Orlando, Florida.
All right, what's the new normal?
You.
Right.
I want to thank I want to thank you for everything you've done for Puerto Rico. I think you are amazing. You are incredible.
Thank you.
I can't even there's no words to say how amazing you are. And this has become my norm. I watch you every night.
Yeah. What are you getting from it? What is it doing for you?
It's gotten me closer to my family, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So we cook and we do things totally different now. I'm closer to my best friend. I'm closer to my kids. So it's totally different.
Can I tell you what my mom told me today? She said in 40 years of marriage, her and my dad have never spent so much time together.
Wow. Really?
And it's not that they've always lived together, but my mom said, when you raise kids and you go to work, you see each other at night and in the morning, right? And she goes, he and I have literally been together for the last 2 weeks, every single moment. And she goes, we looked at each other and we were like, nice to meet you. We hadn't done this before.
That's awesome. Now we have a curfew in Orlando.
Oh, you do?
So starting tonight, we can't do anything after 11 o'clock, which that has been our curfew. But now it's been implemented as of tonight at 11.
Okay. Did you hear about
we can just go to the grocery store and go to work, and that's it.
But there's still no statewide curfew, right? This is just an Orlando mayor curfew, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
Got it. Okay.
Correct.
Is there anything else you want us to know before we thank you?
No, I just want to tell you that you're amazing.
Well, thank you, and you're the first Gloria.
And thank you so much for everything you've done for Puerto Rico. You are amazing. You really are.
Thank you, Martha.
And
I
your
apologize.
dog, Paddington Boricua, your dog,
Yeah.
Paddington Boricua, what's wrong with him?
He's going to drive me crazy with all this squeaking. Could you just give it a rest, please? The people. The people.
Well,
Bye,
thank
Glory.
you so much for having me. Have a great night.
You're welcome, love. Good night. All right, so we start off in Orlando, Florida. Paddington. Lake County, Florida. Port St. Lucie. No curfew in Port St. Lucie. Yeah, you know, the governor of Florida has said that he does not plan to institute a statewide curfew. Could that change? Sure, but as of right now, Miami-Dade, UC Orlando, and other places are making the decision on their own. Yes, Paddington is hyper. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm okay. What is your name?
Rosa.
Rosa, where are you in the world?
Well, I'm in Arecibo, Puerto Rico, but my family is in Chicago right now, so this is a tough time for me. I was supposed to go back last week, but I'm stuck here now.
Tell me about your new normal, love.
Well, I have been here for a year implementing a project for children and adolescents that suffered trauma as a result of Hurricane Maria. The project ended last week, so I was supposed to ship everything back. So my new normal is writing. I started writing again. I write short stories, and I've been reading a lot and communicating a lot with my family. It's the new norm.
Are you enjoying that?
I beg your pardon?
Are you enjoying that?
You know, I'm lucky. I'm blessed. I have a beautiful house in front of the ocean. So I wake up every morning. I do that. So I'm really enjoying it. I'm taking it as much as it hurts me. And today I was crying a lot. But it's time to get back to me, to get back to things that I love doing. And I'm enjoying that time.
No, I'm talking about your family, where you said I'm talking to family a lot. Are you enjoying that?
Well, I'm alone. They are in Chicago.
Right, but I thought you said you're taking time to talk to them.
Yes. I talk to them regularly with my husband at least 3 or 4 times a day. My daughters too. We do a lot of FaceTime, a lot of that. So yeah, you know, it's getting us closer in a different way that we have not done before. You take it for granted. When you're together, you take it for granted. And this is an opportunity to really enjoy those little things.
I agree, because you can get in the car, you can go outside, you can go see your friends. There's always, you know, and now it's like, you gotta make it work. Yeah.
Right. So enjoying things, learning new things about each other that we didn't know before. So, and thank you for everything that you're doing. You have united us as a Puerto Rican family.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you. Well, these town halls continue to really move me in terms of what we hear from people of all ages, genders, races, you know, just everything. So,
that's right.
I'm glad you got on tonight from Arecibo. Have a good night, love.
Thank you.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye. I was just really, what, oh, you thought that was the birds? No, that's not the birds. That's Paddington being obnoxious. And you see, the way it usually works is he has his dinner, and then after his dinner, he wants to play like a madman. He went to the park. He went to the park today because in New York City you're still allowed to walk your dog, and he partied hard at the park. And he came back, and his nap wasn't as long as it should have been. So.
Hi, David.
Hi.
I am Mario from San Germán, and I think I spoke with you last week, I think.
Okay. Do you have an update?
Yeah. I'm here with my grandmother still here in quarantine. I don't know if I talked about my grandmother.
I don't know that we did. What about your grandfather?
Well, I'm staying with her here since last Sunday, and we're keeping her from the outside, since she is a very high risk patient at this point.
And how is she handling being inside?
Well, she is handling at least well. At least she's handling it well, and we're not having any problems with that.
Good.
To say the least.
Where are you in the world?
San Germán, Puerto Rico.
San Germán. Okay, got it. All right, so you're at home with grandmother, and now the curfew has been extended for another 2 weeks, so you'll be inside.
That's correct.
A lot longer than you thought.
Yeah, but at least it's for our public safety.
Yeah.
And we know that although it's a very unpleasant measure, it's for the common good, and we understand that. Especially with that scenario in the rest of the U.S. and in the rest of the world, at least we have measures that can keep that curve a little flatter than in most areas, I think.
Well said, my friend. Thanks for joining us tonight again.
Okay. And I want to thank you again for what you have done for the country, for Puerto Rico especially. And I hope you can continue this mission. I really hope you can.
I will continue it. I give you my word.
I am saying goodbye, and I want to say, grandmother, abuela.
Oh.
Goodbye. Good night.
Goodbye to you. Good night. How sweet. Oh, I wish my grandmothers were still alive. That would be amazing. I should have gotten you like a rope. We could just play tug of war. That's what we could have done. Hello?
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. What is your name?
My name is Vanessa. I'm from Chicago.
Okay. So you're in Chicago. Do I see some kids running around? Hi.
My daughter.
Hi, love.
Say hi.
Look how cute you are. Tell me about your new normal.
Well, I'm a full-time working mom, so okay. I'm now working from home. So now they let us bring our laptops, and I've kind of just set up shop in my kitchen, and I'm just working from there. Thankfully, I have the help of my parents who live upstairs from us. So I just drop her off in the morning, and I stay downstairs for the 8 hours, and I work, and I don't go anywhere. My boyfriend works, and his job is still working, and they're still making them go to work. So he gets up in the morning, he leaves, he comes home, and he goes straight to the shower. I'm like, don't say hello, take your clothes off at the door, everything, and just jump straight into the shower. And then, yeah, that's like our new normal. We're just in the house. We don't go anywhere. The other day I felt really bad. My daughter's been here. She doesn't get to go out and play. She's usually at daycare, and she couldn't. She can't go anywhere anymore. So the daycare lady called me, and she was like, I have my granddaughter. Do you think you could bring her over just so they could have a play date? And I'm like, ugh. As much as it kills me, because I know she would love it, and I know that she wants a break because she's like getting cabin fever. Sorry, my dog's acting up now. I was like, I can't. I really can't. I wish I could, but I just can't. I don't want to risk it. My parents live upstairs. They take care of our baby. So if she gets sick or brings something home and they get sick, my dad just had surgery, so we can't just afford to do that.
Gotta protect your parents. Well,
yes.
Thanks for weighing in from Chicago.
For sure. You actually spoke to my sister, who was the pediatrician from Orlando. Her and her fiance.
I remember that, and the fiance was there.
Yeah.
I remember.
And then my cousin from Ponce.
Oh, my Lord. Oh,
I know. My family loves you.
Tomorrow we'll talk to your mom.
Maybe. She'll be ecstatic. We told her, my sister told on you. She told David that she's got to yell at you and Dad for staying. And she's like, how could you guys tell him that? I was like, because you guys aren't listening.
Right? It is funny how many people we talk to who then say, oh, that's my sister. Oh, that's my brother.
Yeah, Yeah.
like, good Lord, we got
You are
families on
doing,
here.
like, you're really connecting everybody. You're keeping everybody in the loop. This social, like this town hall that you're doing is great because you get to hear from everybody. You get to hear that you're not alone, that you're not, that you're at home and you're feeling bad just like everybody else is, but you're doing what you need to do to keep everybody safe and sound and healthy. Here in Chicago, they're closing off parks and they're closing off like the 606, which is a walking path, because people aren't doing a good job at listening, and they're still going out and they're still, acting like nothing's happening.
Yeah, your mayor said today, she's like, y'all don't get it. Y'all
Yeah.
don't get it.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends who are teachers who are like, see, this is how recess gets taken away because one or two of you guys don't listen. The rest of us get punished.
Lose your privileges. Well, have a wonderful night.
You too. You have a good night. Thank
Okay,
you for
love you too.
everything.
Thank you. All right, so he's going to get a different toy. Stand by. Here. Paddington. Paddington. Come here. Come here. Okay. Up next. Hello. We talked about that before, y'all. If y'all don't want to be called on, what's our hashtag that we started last night? Don't push the button. You don't want to be called on, don't push the button. Right? Don't push the button.
Hi again. Hi.
Oh, hi. Do you have an update?
How are you?
I'm good.
Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
How are you?
I'm good. Do you?
Good. So, my mom and my dad spoke to you last time about me doing early graduation. We live in Alabama. She's the one with the Alabama drawl, but it's from Puerto Rico.
Oh, y'all were on the couch.
Sir?
Were y'all on the couch? Y'all were all on the couch?
Yes. Yes, we were.
Okay.
Yes.
I remember. Yeah.
So, Alabama, the governor just announced that we are not going to be able to go back into the school. Me being a junior, it's very hard to hear that because I was trying to do early graduation. The college called Southern Union State Community College is where I was supposed to take this test to go and possibly be graduated by December. Okay. Well, they have canceled all tests, everything, and it's very heartbreaking to hear. But the way that they have raised me, I understand that me wanting to graduate early is not as big of a deal as everybody who has this virus and who is going through these times and everything. So I'm trying not to be as selfish. I'm trying to be understanding. My parents have always told me that there's worse stuff going on in the world, and right now there's a lot more things that are going on in the world that are not as severe as me not graduating early,
But can I tell you something?
Yes.
Give yourself permission to be unhappy about it. Because you are right to be bummed. There's nothing wrong with being bummed. And just because you're bummed doesn't take anything away from the situation that is affecting everybody in the world. Right? It's very understandable. So, we had a psychologist on here last night who said to everybody, give yourself permission to feel the way you do. So it's okay. It's okay.
We're trying to hear you, so they were on the couch and now they're here. they all jumped over here.
Y'all are like they're like your groupies.
Yes. What is it? Don't.
Oh.
Okay. But we're and today's my brother's birthday as well. My mom was telling you that his birthday was on as all of this was happening. He turned 12 today. He's upstairs. He's doing
Honey,
boy things playing in the game and everything.
is your phone in a case, love? Is your phone in a case?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, you might want to take it out of the case. We can't hear you back. We can't hear you.
Hold on. Don't leave. Okay, try now. Did it work? Are you louder?
I think it's okay. It's better.
Okay. I can hear him. It's fine. But for me, we are Catholic as well. So every day I'm doing a 54 rosary novena, and I'm doing that every day, praying 54 days. I pray it every day, and just this novena is very specific for this coronavirus right now, us trying to pray for it to go away. Not necessarily for it to go away, but not for it to be as severe as it is now, you know? As crazy as it is for everyone, as heartbreaking it is for a lot of people, the way that I see it, I just want everything to be okay, you know? And it's just hard to explain what's going on right now. A 17-year-old or anybody younger, it's very hard to take in what's going right now. It's crazy. Nobody would think that something like this is going on, as crazy it is, as much as it's spreading. So that's just, it's hard to see on the news too. Because like today, yes, and by the way, I need to tell you this, because last night our youth group does, since we're not able to meet in person or anything, we've been doing Zoom, the app Zoom, the group call. Every night we do, or every day we try to do something with that. Like last night, you were on live, and I forgot the time that they were doing the night prayer. And Mom's like, you do know that you're supposed to be doing night prayer. I was like, David, you're making me late. So I had to jump onto my other live. And she said, there's God, and then there's David. I was like, yes, there is. But I have tried to do my best of understanding the situation. I have tried my best to know that at the end of the day, it's going to be okay. You know, it's hard to think of that. My dad is still working. He's coming in and out of the house. When he gets done working, he's a counter salesman. He sells plumbing supplies. So he's doing that. He's coming in contact with people. So as soon as he gets home, he runs up and takes a shower and just kind of cleans himself off because he's been in contact with people. He's been out in the public and everything. And then after that, we just try to go as best as normal. We try to not, unless we absolutely need to, we try not to read what's going on right now because it's so crazy. It's so overwhelming. So that's just, we're taking it day by day. At the end of the day, all I have to say to everyone is just to take it day by day. As hard as it is to take in, I know there's people working. I know the nurses are stressed, the doctors, everybody who's trying to do everything to help and everything. You just have to take it day by day.
Take a deep breath.
I know. It's hard.
It's going to be okay. You are 17 and you're very self-aware. It's going to be, yes. It's going to be okay.
Yes.
It's going to be okay.
And yes, and I told Mom, I said, I love to hear the stories that you provide for us, that you tell, especially the recent one with the older man recovering from the virus and everything. And just there's hope in little places and small times. And that's the thing that we have going. And we're such a small town. We're from Opelika. It's such a small town. All the local businesses are closed, so there's people having Cash App and donating, and people are delivering to houses. And my brother is in the 6th grade.
Honey, I think your phone might be covering. I think your hand might be covering the bottom of your phone. We hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. My brother's in the 6th grade, so his teacher hand delivered all of his notebooks that were left at the school, so he can still work on school while he's at home.
That's nice.
He goes to middle school, so they're not zoned a specific area. These kids are everywhere. We live very far away from the middle school, maybe 10, 15 minutes. So she came all the way over here to give notebooks and to have a little letter on there that they missed them and everything. And it was just so sweet because there's so much going on, and small little hints of hope and happiness is what we need right now.
I agree. We're having a hard time hearing you, so I'm going to thank you and say good night. And hang in there. We're going to be okay. Okay. Remember that. We're going to be okay.
All right. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Good night. And pray for all of us when you do one of the rosaries.
I will.
Pray for the town hall family.
I will.
All right, love. Good night. Yeah, I think her hand was on the microphone too. I was having a hard time hearing that.
Hi, David.
Hello. We have talked before. Tell everyone who you are.
We have. Hi, my name is Dr. Patricia Faria. I'm a pharmacist here at San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Do you have an update?
Yes, I do have an update. As you posted recently, our governor did give a message in which she had different implementations and restrictions, which apply to her. They're very adequate at the moment. But there's been, first, she did acknowledge that her first incentive message was too generalized in taking into consideration technicians of the hospital ambience. There are a lot of those. And in my profession as pharmacist, right now she specified that pharmacists were included, but only in the public sector. We have no idea what that means. I lost count of how many messages and how mistreated the pharmacists and the pharmacy techs feel. Pharmacy technicians, they can get paid from the minimum wage to maybe 1/4, 2/4 more the hour, which is ridiculous in a normal environment. Right now, in what we're handling, the sacrifices that they're undertaking, it goes much more than just the monetary incentives. Is that there's no written down. Everything is so general that we're not even guaranteed the personal protective equipment. Pharmacies, they're even hanging the clear shower curtains just to protect themselves. They're putting bins to be more behind the patients. And I even read today from some of the technicians. So that's an example. Do you hear it? That's the alarm of the curfew. Okay, so they stopped. Yeah. So they're gonna continue. Yeah. I have another phone here. Wait. Yes, you see. It sounds at 8:30 everywhere. So yes, that's the curfew. That right now it changed to 7. So I imagine it would be 6:30 now that it's ringing. But
March 31st, it changes to 7.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. Thank you for that clarification. So really, it's just that we are trying to get a contact. We don't know who to contact because we do know that the dean of pharmacy school, Wanda Maldonado, she was supposedly added into the task force after our conversation. So thank you so much. And because of the letter of the College of Pharmacy, but she could not have been part of this conversation if they were limiting the incentives to only the pharmacists without the technicians of the public sector. We have the private sector, they have patients that are positive. I have friends that they're dispensing medication in hospitals for these patients. That it's just, it's tiring. And I'm sorry but this is my new normal. So I know that that's your topic of these lives. So my new normal is, aside from working, receiving messages from all of these pharmacists, from also pharmacies, the technicians and everything, because we want to be heard. We want to be acknowledged as healthcare providers. The system would collapse without us. We're that is indispensable as other professionals, healthcare professionals. But we need them to start treating us as such. And we need to start being part of the conversation. If you're going to implement something in the healthcare system of Puerto Rico, you need to start taking into consideration their pharmacists and their technicians. All
right, so what have you done? Because I challenged you last time we talked to make your voice heard. What have you done to try and get somebody on there?
Well, I'm part, like I said, I'm part of the College of Pharmacy, but they, as part of the government, they shut down operations. So right now, the most that I can be doing is sending them emails. Now, on another very proactive chat that we are doing, we had Zoom conversations that we're going to do them today at 4 o'clock, but then the governor was going to give her message. Then she gave this message, so our tactics changed. And right now, we're just getting more aligned because the next pharmacist that she has more than 30 years of experience, so we really want her in this call. She has her own pharmacy, and she's closing right now. So we're waiting for her to redact that letter, but yes. And so I have a friend of mine that his partner does work with in Fortaleza, but I would really like if you have someone that you know that I could send the letter to and have a confirmation of it.
I think the letter you should send something to is a member of the task force. That's who you should send an email to. So the man who runs the medical school at the University of Puerto Rico, my understanding, is a part of the task force. I think he's in charge of it. You should email him directly. Also, Dr. Marcia Cruz, who I interviewed today, who I was exceptionally impressed with, you should email her.
Okay, well, then I will definitely do that because, yes, I took your homework at heart and we have been managing it, but like everything, it's a daily change with COVID-19 and all the cases. But
I get it. I
I
want you to do that and then come back to us and see if they respond and say, you know, we'll consider it, or yes, we'll do it, or we'll add that person.
Well, thank you so much, David. Just inviting me to your platform right now and just voicing this is a weight out of my shoulders and gives me hope, like you said. It gives me hope and encourages me to continue.
You're welcome. Please update us.
I will. Good night.
Okay, love. Good night. Okay, so I want to talk to the person who said Winthrop Hospital in Mineola, New York has run out of ventilators. Oh, I can't even talk to you because I think your account is private. So everybody who's on here, you should know you cannot join in unless your account is public. If your account is private, I can't bring you in. Can't bring you in if you have a private account. It has to be public.
Hello, David.
Hi, are you driving?
Yes, I am.
Oh my gosh, we can't talk to you while you're driving.
No, I'm okay. I'm not. I'm still paying attention to the road. I can hear you. So.
I know. But it just makes me too nervous. Are you going to be finished driving soon?
Yes, I will be finished driving soon.
Okay, so why don't we bring you in then?
Okay, I will be. Give me about 10 minutes.
What is your name?
My name is John. I live in Garden Grove, California.
Garden Grove, yeah. Okay, we'll bring you in a little later.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'm trying to find the information again about the hospital that you guys are posting about. In fact, while we're on here, let me ask someone who I work with to check on that. Hey, is Bill there? Yeah, can you tell him David called? Okay, thank you. Begnaud. Yes. All right, thank you. Bye-bye. Hello.
Hi, David.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. I'm outside.
What's your name?
My name is Carla.
Karma?
Carla.
Carla. Hi, Carla.
Hi.
Hi, sweetheart.
Say hi.
Hi.
Hi. I basically been watching you, and I just wanted to tell you that I work for a bank, so we're still working. But my company has been really, really good about rotating our schedules so that there's not too much people. And
Point your phone down a little bit so we can see you, love. Okay, good. Better.
sorry.
A little
So
bit more. Still can't see you. There we go. Now
better?
we see Carla. Yeah, it's actually better if you back it up just a little bit. Okay, so the bank.
I'm sorry.
You said the bank.
So so they're schedule, they're rotating our schedule so that there's not so we're not so close to each other because we still have to open. And then also they're giving us days off with pay so that we can take days and be with our families.
That's good.
Um
What bank is this?
First United Bank.
Where?
In Texas.
Where in Texas?
We work in the DFW area.
Okay.
And basically, I just wanted to tell you that they're really taking care of us because we do still have to be open. And there has been a lot of people that are coming, but it's mainly the older people, which I find it very odd. But it's mainly the older people. But then someone was saying, well, maybe it's because they don't know a lot of the online banking. They don't feel comfortable with online banking. But
I just worry about it because, that is what we keep hearing is among the most vulnerable, among the most vulnerable. So, yeah.
But I just wanted to tell you that. But I listen to your lives all the time. Thank you for taking or inviting me.
No, of course. I'm glad we could get you in, and shout out to the bank. Look, anybody who's being kind like that during this period is we should acknowledge them. So First National Bank in where, Texas?
First United Bank.
First United
Texas.
in where? Where?
Texas.
Where?
DFW area.
Okay,
they're
DFW.
mainly based off Oklahoma.
Gotcha.
They're based off Oklahoma, but they're in Texas too.
There's some good people in Oklahoma and Texas where I used to live.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, have a wonderful night.
Thank
Your daughter's
you.
precious.
Thank you.
All right.
My
Bye-bye.
husband.
Oh, didn't see the husband until we were signing off there. All right, so now we're waiting for somebody to join, but it keeps saying waiting, waiting. I don't think Toddy_Negron, your account is either working or you have a bad signal. I don't think it's working. Unable to join. Again, everyone, you cannot be brought in if you have a private account. If your account is private, I cannot bring you in. And now the button is not working because we went to too many people who couldn't join. So you got to leave a comment in the comment section below, and I can bring you in that way. You cannot be brought in if you have a private account. Please make your account public. Am I maintaining a social distance? Yes, I'm staying at home to maintain a social distance. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Let's see. There may be something that is wrong with the app because the last 5 people I've all tried to bring in, it just keeps saying waiting and waiting and waiting. And it hasn't brought you guys in. So TATI_Negron, it still says waiting as if you are not answering. But it may not be your issue. It may be the issue on this end and actually making So Malzart, I've tried you twice, and it says unable to join. So Malzart, it looks to me as though you have a private account. Looks to me you have a private account. So Nikki D10, I think you have a private account. Cannot bring you in. The sociology of all this is fascinating. I agree. But like, I can't even bring in that person. This is weird. Now I pinned the wrong statement. Nope, I'm public. You know what's funny is that when I tried to bring you in, it said I couldn't. So we're going to try one more person, and if Mike C78 doesn't answer, then we'll just have to shut down and try that again, because it's not, it just keeps saying waiting, so it's not bringing anyone in. Okay, so I'm going to shut it down and then come right back. Hi there. So we're going to try one more time to see if we can get both audio and a good connection with most people, and we'll do another hour. So, first person to join, let me know if we have audio. Just say yes, there's audio if we have it, hopefully. Can you hear me? Do we have audio? David, yes. Do you have audio? Yes, yes? Yes, okay. Good. Audio, great. Makes me very happy.
David, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good, good. Oh, I can't believe you accepted me.
What is your name, sir?
Luis Pagan.
Okay, and where are you in the world?
I am in Amityville, New York, in Long Island. Not
Long
too far
Island.
from you.
Okay. What is your new normal?
New normal is, that's funny. I drive into Midtown because I work in construction administration, so I'm essential.
Okay. Okay.
And I drive into Midtown. I park on Broadway and 40th, and I walk to my office. And, driving into that's impossible from Long Island. And now I drive into Midtown in 45 minutes. Ironically, 50 minutes, I'm in the city. And no traffic in, no traffic out. It feels, not to be negative, but it feels like a real zombie world. My parents, who are in Kissimmee, Florida, they ask me, do you see the military personnel? And I tell them, no, because that's probably mostly on the west side, the Jacob Javits Center, trying to build all that. That's the new normal. When I come into the house, I come in through the back so I can unload all my clothing, take a shower, and, I cannot go into the rest of the house without being careful about it.
I didn't even think, Luis, of those of you commuting into the city and what a breeze it must be right now.
It's crazy how simple and quick you are in and you are out, without a doubt. And
you know what's funny is you mentioned essential. I wouldn't think that construction was essential. Forgive me. Like I just didn't realize that was part of and I walked by one building today as I took the dog out to potty, and there were some construction workers, and I was like, should y'all be working? But I guess it's essential.
Well, construction is essential, right? It's hospitals are part of the construction market. And my employer, CNY, is involved with Mount Sinai, building clinics and helping out and, treating patients. I was using what you posted yesterday about, was it Mount Sinai what you posted yesterday, or how
that was today? Mount Sinai is setting up in the public spaces.
Yeah. It's funny because one of my colleagues is a construction superintendent spearheading that work, and I took your post, I showed it to him. Hey, are you spearheading that? And he told me, no, I work in Queens. So my employer, CNY Group, a construction manager, a construction administrator throughout the city, the tri-state area, is helping out, giving back to the community. It's I'm sort of the
I love it.
I'm sort of the black sheep in the family, if you will, because I studied business administration. My parents are ministers. My brother sings in church. When I have to give back to the community, I do it through my talents in construction. And
I love it.
you
I
know,
love it.
I'm
I love it.
you know, it's not a happy situation, but you know, if I have to use my talents within the context of construction administration to give back, then we'll happily do that. And
We appreciate that. Yeah,
you know,
it didn't occur to me, but that is definitely essential.
no, without a doubt, you know, construction, you know, is the backbone of the U.S. economy, right? And
Of course.
we have to keep it going some way, shape, or form. Granted, if Trump, it seems like he's losing control of the curve, right? But if Cuomo reins it in, and God forbid, if he has to flatten the curve by keeping everyone out of the city, then so be it, right? You know, and everybody needs to be quarantined 15 days straight, you know, essential and non-essential, then so be it. But within the context of keeping society going, right? You know, in the winter we need heat, in the summer we need cooling. When you're sick, you need the facilities to accommodate the needy and those that are sick. So you know, construction will be there for that as well, and architecture and engineering.
I love it. I think you're the first construction person we had on, so thank you, Luis.
No, listen, on a side note, I wanted to thank you because every summer, my wife and my children go to Puerto Rico. And last summer, they were there for the drama with Ricky, and who lost control. And you were very gracious to my wife and my son, and you took a picture with him. So you look very busy there.
Oh,
no. So
well, I remember where that was. That was walking down the highway in San Juan. I remember that very well.
I was that crazy lady that begged you for a picture because I'm a big fan of yours.
Yeah. Call the kids.
No, you weren't crazy. You weren't.
Let me call
crazy.
the kids. Let me call the kids for 1 second so they can say hi. Hold on.
Listen, David, I wanted to thank you. I wanted to thank you for all the work that you do for Puerto Rico. I'm sure you hear this a lot. You know, as far as I'm concerned, you are a brother to our community. You're a brother to our people. We love you, and not only do the Puerto Ricans love you, the New Yorkers love you. The generation of Puerto Ricans that live in Kissimmee love you too. And you know, you have a friend. If someone is trying to hold back to stay at 6 feet from you in New York City, that's probably me. You're a great person, and God bless you. Truly.
Luis, I thank you for sharing your story. It's an important one to hear. Bye, sweetheart.
Thank you.
And
Bye.
if I can,
a big fan.
and listen, and I want to, you know, and let's keep the theme at this time. Prayer works, okay? Prayer works.
Oh, I believe in that.
Even for the atheist, prayer works. So
listen. Here's what I've always said. How could an atheist be unhappy if you pray for him? Because if the prayer works, they benefit. So you know, yeah.
That's right.
I
can't believe I got to talk to you. Be well.
I say to that, amen. You too. Bye, Luis. Bye, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye,
See you in Puerto
Good
Rico
night.
sometime soon, hopefully.
I can't wait to get back to. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Oh, what a nice family. I love when we get families up on here. I love when families join in. All right, Malzart, here you are.
Hi, David.
Hello. What is your name?
Mallory.
Mallory.
How are you?
What did you do to get it fixed, love?
I didn't do anything. I think it was something on your end because I was
Probably
actually
was. I shut down my phone and rebooted. So tell me where you are in the world and what your new normal is.
I'm actually in Isla Verde, Puerto Rico.
Okay.
I'm originally from New York, but I've been living here for 4 years now. And I wanted to thank you because yesterday you shared my paint class on your story. So
that was you.
Yes, that was me. Look, I actually just finished it, and this is the whole setup I had here. So I had some people follow along and paint with me, and it was really exciting because it was, you know, a little bit of lightness and happiness, and people were having fun, and I had a lot of viewers, and I thank you for sharing it, because I know some of them came from you. So I really thank you for doing that, because I'm trying to bring, excuse me, bring some fun, because, you know, this is tough times, but I'm an artist and I always try to find the light. I always try to find the fun. I get people creating. So that's what I do. So I really thank you for sharing that.
What is your new normal?
I haven't left the house since Friday. Before Friday, I was leaving to just get my groceries all together. But my new normal is being here, just creating, trying to paint as much as I can. I cook a lot now, and I do a lot of dishes now. So that's really the new normal. I'm just getting creative in the kitchen. And I just finished this painting here in my living room. So I'm just spending a lot of time painting. So honestly,
I like the bright colors that you use.
Thank you. Yeah, that's my wall. So for me personally, it hasn't it's affected me financially, because I do host classes live.
Yeah.
But mentally, I'm doing all right, just because I have so many creative projects going on. So I'm okay. I'm getting a little stir crazy now. It's been, like I said, I haven't left the house since last Friday. So it's a little rough, you know, when you live this close to the beach and to the ocean. It's like all you do here. So it's tough like that. But I'm trying, like I said, I'm trying to really keep positive, keep it light, and do that for my friends. I always tell my friends, like, hey, just paint this or try doing this and do that. I try to like give my friends similar projects to what I'm doing, so they don't feel so crazy in their houses.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I actually started working out with my friends. Like, we do FaceTimes like this, and we put our phones next to the TVs and we watch the same workout videos. So I'm trying to keep everyone a little more like entertained if I can in any way.
Of course.
That's what I'm trying to do with this situation.
I'm always trying to highlight something that people are doing that is both fun and uplifting and inspirational. So I'm glad I was able to share your post, and keep smiling.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. And I'm sure you always hear this, but thank you for everything you do for the island. It's incredible how many of my friends are like, oh yeah, I always see about you, see about Puerto Rico through David. And I'm like, that man, he's done wonders for this island. So thank you so much. And thank you for always answering my DMs. I always message you things and information, and you always respond. And that's like a great feeling when someone that's so busy like you always finds the time to answer people and let everyone know that, hey, I'm listening to you. I'm doing the best I can to listen to everyone. And that's really special. That's a really special quality that you have. I appreciate it.
You summed up everything I would say about why I feel that's important. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Have a good night,
to be on live with you.
Okay, here we go. There was just some news that came across my desk about one of the NYPD. Hey there. So did you see the note about John Miller's in the hospital? The NYPD, former CBS News correspondent who's the head of terrorism for NYPD. Yeah, in the hospital with coronavirus. So, okay, thank you. Bye. Okay, let's see. Go try this lady. We've been trying her for a few times now. We'll see if it works. You know what? Hi.
We finally made it.
Finally. I think I had to shut down my phone. I'm going to start doing that every time before I log on. What's your name and where are you?
No worries. My name is Tatiana Negron. I'm currently living in Fort Lauderdale. Born in Puerto Rico, raised in New York. I relocated to Puerto Rico in 2009. I've been here for almost 4 years in June.
Okay. And your new normal is?
My new normal, well, I'm a district manager for a very well-known retail company. And my new normal is I'm pretty much the lifeline for my stores. My store managers, we set them all to work remotely as of the 16th. So my new normal is to give them some assignments to do from home. I'm sort of their lifeline, and they're the lifeline to all of our people who are right now not working, still getting paid. And we're trying to figure out what a remote, working remotely looks like. So we've been adapting to that and trying to get some, personal development. time to like slow down before we speed back up because we don't know what's going to happen when we get back. So, you know, some e-learning trainings and things like that.
Good, good. So it sounds like it's working out fairly well.
It is. They might be getting a little bit used to it right now, this working from home. But I know it's going to catch up at some point, and you know, the quarantining is not always fun after, you know, a few weeks. So I'm just trying to keep them as motivated as I can. We do a lot of Zoom calls, and we've gotten really creative. We've played different games on there to keep the you know, the material fun. But yeah, that's been my new normal, is literally Zoom calls all day.
I hear you. I hear you. Well, my new normal at night is this. So I'm glad you could join us.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I just wanted to tell you that during the time of Maria, I was here living in Fort Lauderdale. When my mom was living in Puerto Rico, she was by herself, and I didn't hear from her for the first 2 weeks. So the only sense of relief that I got, that I knew deep down she was okay, was through your media. So that gave me a lot of relief, and I quarantined during that time in my own home, even though I was not part of the hurricane. In my house for about 3 weeks. I was under a lot of stress until I finally heard her voice. And I know all my siblings are on this channel right now listening to you, and they could agree. So thank you for what you do, and teaching Americans what the Puerto Rican people are all about. I appreciate you so much.
I am most proud when I go places and people say, I know about Puerto Rico because of you. And I say,
you're right.
That's why I do it. That's why.
Yeah, if I could do what you do for a living, and that I'm so passionate about coming to the U.S. and telling people what we are about. And what I really appreciate is how receptive they are. Like, tell me more. Like, and you have a bigger platform. You know, I'm just one person with a few friends. But thanks for what you do.
But you're helping me too, because you're adding on to the conversation. I get excited when people want to know, and I don't know. I just find it to be a great purpose in my life. That is a part of my purpose-driven life, is to let people know more about Puerto Rico. So we'll continue.
Thank you so much for what you do. Have a good one.
You too, Mr. Ron. Bye-bye. Okay, here we go. We're about to surprise somebody.
Hi.
You thought you'd have to wait a minute, didn't you?
Yeah, well, I was obviously trying to get your attention, but I'm like, okay, probably there's a gajillion people trying to request to join. And what I want to talk about isn't necessarily like, you know, rosy or anything, but yeah, I've been trying to get your attention just because, you know, my mom is an RN, a nurse, and she is in North Carolina. I'm actually in Baltimore. We live apart. And she's been talking these past few days. She's been getting really anxious because she works in an admin position as an RN at the VA, and it basically, she coordinates care for veterans in the community that need special care or something. But right now, nobody's seeing patients unless it's totally urgent. And I know it's a job that can be done from home. We are in the age of everyone being able to telecommute. The VA refuses to allow these people to work from home. So basically what they're doing is taking nurses who are not currently serving patients directly, but they're taking a significant portion of backup nurses, potential backup nurses, for when hospitals inevitably become overwhelmed, and putting them at unnecessary exposure for COVID-19.
So what's your mom say? She's in administration.
She's the one who's been telling me that it's just making her nervous because she can't say that she's not going to go to work. And my mom is one of those people and I think I can speak for most nurses, that they would put themselves at the risk if they're helping patients with COVID. They'll put themselves at that exposure. But the fact that she's being made to expose herself unnecessarily now, when she's not serving patients, it's going to basically keep her potentially from being called to action if need be.
Yeah, so it seems to me you want to protect your reinforcements, right? You want to keep your reinforcements at home so that when the front line goes down, the reinforcements can come in.
Which seems to be the way that we're heading. I mean, if we look at Italy and Spain, it's and how much worse we're doing at trying to contain this, or maybe not trying to contain it in these countries. It's really scary, and you know.
I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with the VA. I mean, that doesn't seem to make sense. But there's a lot of stuff, with all due respect to the VA, that doesn't make a lot of sense. So
my mom would agree with you.
yeah. So in some ways, I'm not surprised. Well, I didn't know about that. I'm glad you told us. What about your new normal in Baltimore?
Baltimore. I'm one of very few. I feel like very few Puerto Ricans in Baltimore, but we're always watching you from the diaspora. But my new normal is, like many other people, I'm grateful to be able to telecommute. I work for an international NGO. And they shut down the office before our Governor Hogan even gave any orders, he's been one of the more proactive governors in this whole situation. They shut down our office. All of our country offices around the world are actually also telecommuting. But basically it's been a scramble every day on Zoom calls all day, like many other people, trying to figure out how our program is going to be affected and how we're going to respond in this crisis to the people that we serve, which are young people around the world. And, all school systems around the world are closed. For example, I have a program in Southern Peru, and they're on national lockdown, and these kids don't have access to the type of internet bandwidth that we do in the United States. So they're not virtual learning. So we're trying to figure out how we can respond, and it's been a scramble every day, and just realizing that, nobody knows the answers, not even our higher ups. And that's so jarring. These people that you're always looking to for answers, they have to admit, we don't know what we're going to do. And it's
very concerning when the people who usually have the answers don't have answers. That's jarring to us as humans.
Yeah, it's anxiety inducing, but at the same time, it's oddly comforting, because you realize that it sounds cliche because everyone's been saying it, but truly we are all in this together. And the fact that the entire world is experiencing it, it feels like a dream.
A unity like no other.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for weighing in from Baltimore, telling us a little bit about your mama in the VA in North Carolina, and I hope she stays healthy.
All right. Thank you so much, and love you, Mom. I know she's watching. And she's a huge fan too. We're all huge fans.
That's so sweet. Well, have a wonderful night.
You too, and thank you for everything you do.
Oh, you bet. Bye-bye. Okay.
You have caught me completely off guard.
Uh-oh.
I was not expecting you to actually request me in.
Surprise!
Surprise! Can I first start off and saying thank you? I was there during Hurricane Maria in Puerto Rico, and I'm really grateful for what you did for us while me and my family were still there.
Thank you. Your family's okay?
Yeah, currently I'm living in Houston. This side of this area, the quarantine is kind of started on Thursday. But
they just locked down Harris County, right?
Yes.
And Houston is in Harris County. Okay, so what is your new normal?
Well, actually, I'm staying home. I'm trying to freelance from my house as a makeup artist. And it's kind of overwhelming.
You got some pretty good makeup going on right there.
Yes, I actually did this today with another colleague.
Looks good. Looks good.
Thank you. My major concern is my husband. He works at a warehouse receiving shipments, and he's basically the one that's going out to work. But he has to go back to work, and I have to stay home. So it's kind of.
Now, what do you have him do when he gets home?
Once he gets home, I tell him, take your shoes off. I spray them with Lysol. And then I tell him, go take a shower. He takes off his clothes, and I throw them in the washer.
Good. He takes off the clothes outside, right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, because I'm really scared with this coronavirus. It's like I just left Puerto Rico with the whole mess of Hurricane Maria, and then I end up here with the coronavirus. I feel like I haven't escaped the world chaos.
Can you imagine the Puerto Ricans who haven't left the island since Maria?
Yes. I've been trying to bring my mom over here, and she doesn't want to. It's tough.
Yeah, it's hard to bring the moms and dad Puerto Ricans because they just ain't leaving. They love it there, and they will ride it out and stick with it. And God love them. They just
they love their home and they love them, and it's like I wish I could just convince her in some type of way to come over here, and she doesn't.
Yeah.
And she lived here for 17 years. So what's your normal? Like, I've seen you, but I've never done this.
So my new normal is I'm at home. I'm at home all day, and you know, I walk the dog, and then I do work. I really have to take a break this weekend. Like my mind needs like just a break. You know, it's amazing how much just looking at this phone constantly, and no, but sometimes I do it 13 hours a day, and that's like that's like frightening. It's too much.
That's too much.
Yeah, it's too much, and so I just need to put the phone down.
Down, yeah. Basically, that's what we're all doing recently, and it's like our like we're bored of being upstairs, and then we come downstairs to the living room and then back to the bedroom, and it's like we got nowhere else to go.
Right. Yeah. But if I didn't have the work to keep me busy, my God, I don't know what I'd be doing. So it's actually good that I have the work. It's good that we're doing these town halls because it keeps me engaged, and you know. But this weekend I'm going to take a mental health break.
So I have a question. Due to this quarantine, basically in the Harris County area, they're saying that we're allowed to go to parks. So it's like I was thinking, isn't it the same issue? You will see people there. There will be people next to each other. Are we supposed to like stay home, not go to the parks?
So here's the thing. In New York City, they're talking about closing down some streets in order to open it up to pedestrians so people can get out and get some air. Listen, as human beings, at some point, you're going to start to go a little nutty.
Yes.
So to the extent, and Harris County is not the only place. There are other places which, look, I live right along a park type area, and there's people walking and biking and running every day. The reality is we just need to stay apart. And to the extent that we can stay apart, then it's fine. I mean, you should see me. I'm avoiding people like they smell bad and they got, you know, like, I mean, it's nothing.
I don't blame you.
It's nothing personal. But I'm just like, in fact, I don't even get in elevators with people in my building. If I see somebody in the elevator, I'm like, oh, I'll wait for the next car. You know, because if you are overreacting, I come back to this. Dr. Anthony Fauci says overreacting is doing it the right way. Overreacting is doing it the right way. Because I don't know if as healthy and beautiful as you look, if you got the coronavirus.
Exactly.
So you can give it, I can give it. I saw the most disturbing video today that somebody sent me, which I haven't posted, and I don't know if I'm going to, but this man on a subway car in New York City spitting in his hand and rubbing it.
Oh, gross.
He literally just walked all the way through the subway car like this and turned around. It was
oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was a lot. But, you know, sadly, that happening on the subway is so scary because the subway is so compact and so many people get on it that so many folks would be exposed, you know, just
Lord Christ. I mean, they don't take it in consideration that other people actually are there. They just do stuff without, like, whatever. If I'm sick, you get sick too. And I've seen people throw gloves inside of carts and they just leave them there. And it's like, there is a trash can. Just throw it away.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well,
according to the comments below, your makeup is on point. So have a wonderful night.
Thank you. Thank you.
And you have a lot of fans of your makeup. So we wish you all the best.
Thank you, and take care. I'm so grateful, David. Take care.
Thank you, love. Take care. Bye-bye. So do this in the comment section below. If you have never been on before, let me know. David, I'd like to get on, and I've never been on before. Hello?
Hey, how you doing, David?
I am well, sir. What is your name?
My name's Matt Venus, longtime listener, first-time caller.
Hello, Matt.
Always say that.
Where are you in the world?
I'm stationed in San Antonio, Texas, but my home is in Cabo Rojo, Puerto Rico.
Cabo Rojo.
So I have a house there.
Okay.
And being in the military, it's kind of weird because our new normal is not normal at all. I have, in 26 years in the military, have never been sent home from work to work from home. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, we were scheduled to go to Puerto Rico on the 3rd of April, and DOD has where we can't travel. So I had to cancel my leave and my tickets, and yeah.
So yeah, that's interesting. I mean, for the military to send you home, they didn't want to call you up or send you somewhere to work.
Well, I'm in recruiting command.
Okay.
So we do Navy recruiting, and our mission's essential, but not so essential that we couldn't take a couple weeks to not spread it, because they don't want to spread it to the applicants who spread it to, when they go to boot camp, they end up spreading it to the whole recruiting command down there, the recruit training command.
I thought one of my Pentagon colleagues reported that the Army was doing virtual recruiting. Are y'all doing that?
We've done virtual recruiting on and off for the past. I've been in recruiting for about 13 years now, and we've tried it on and off. I actually ran the virtual division out in San Diego, and it worked. A lot of logistical problems, a lot of money. It costs a lot of money to do it because we're having to buy bus tickets and plane tickets for people to fly to San Diego and that kind of thing. So. But we're doing it now. All our recruiting right now is on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can schedule an appointment with a recruiter, and we'll do a FaceTime interview. We'll give you the practice ASVAB test. You can take it at home. We'll email you the paperwork. We're doing everything as hands-off as possible right now.
Let me read a question from somebody. Jeff Kern asks, does he have an opinion about the aircraft carrier that is 12 confirmed cases that's been removed to Guam?
Yes, the USS Theodore Roosevelt. That boat has a special place in my heart. That was my first ship in 1990 that I was aboard during the first Gulf War. I really can't give a lot of opinions, but they are my opinions. They're not the Navy's policy. But I think the best place to be right now, honestly, is at sea on a Navy ship. They got 8 people on the Roosevelt who got infected. We're kind of thinking they probably got infected from a port visit overseas and then brought it back on the ship. But it's hard to quarantine people on the ship because you have a berthing compartment that holds 60 to 70 people in a small space, probably 30 foot by 50 foot. So I mean, it's tight, close quarters. So there's no social distancing on any kind of ship, let alone an aircraft carrier, even an aircraft carrier, which is our biggest ship we have.
Right.
So,
what's the new normal in Cabo Rojo? Are you living with family? Do you have your own house?
No, we have our own house. I retire next year, November 30th of 2021. I retire from the Navy, and that's where we're going to retire to. We bought our house about a year before Maria. And we had our good friend live in our house during Maria. They call it the Little Fortress because it did perfectly fine. Irma came through and put a tree on top of my roof, and then Maria came and threw it in the neighbor's yard so I don't have to deal with it. So that was pretty nice. But so we were there in January for the earthquakes. We were down there for 14 days, and that Saturday that earthquake happened early in the morning, I have never in my life been as frightened as I was that morning. My wife woke me up and said, Matt, earthquake. And it was still rumbling as we're running out the house, the garage. And it was just, I've been through California earthquakes and your whole building kind of sways. And this bounced. It was like being at a rave on stage.
Exactly right. But I was in the hotel in San Juan on the 10th floor, and it was bouncing. It wasn't rolling. It was bouncing. Right. You're right. You're right.
And there's my wife, Stacy, by the way.
Hello, Miss Stacy.
Hello. Sure, Teddy.
Oh, and our dog.
Oh.
Teddy, look at David.
Sweet.
He don't.
Sweet little.
He don't care. He got a bath today. He's not too happy. He's clean.
Not too well, mine needs a bath, but I'm just too lazy to bathe him. It's too much work because he won't sit still. It's a mess. You need like 3 people to bathe mine.
I took more of a bath than the dog did, but I probably needed it too. So, but no, it's just a new normal. 26 years. It's the first time I've ever been told to stay home, and that we've sheltered in place. I think Navy recruiting's doing it right. You know, and I think they're doing it well at RTC. They've kind of reduced the numbers of people they're shipping, and they're also holding people at Recruit Training Command the first 2 weeks. They're putting them in isolation, and then if nobody's sick after those 2 weeks, then they'll transfer them to another ship, as we call it there at RTC, and then they'll continue on with training. So I think we have a good plan forward on how to take care of it, in my opinion. And I think we'll see better days hopefully soon. So
I thank you for your service.
Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you for everything you do. We were actually in San Diego during Maria, and if it wasn't for you, when we called our friend and the cell phone cut off because of the hurricane, we didn't hear a word from her for probably 2.5, 3 weeks. And you were the only news that was really coming through about what was going on in Puerto Rico. So we 100% thank you. And next time you come to Puerto Rico, make sure you come down to Cabo Rojo and Boca Raton and have a good night.
People keep telling me about Cabo Rojo. I will make it there. So I thank you for weighing in, and enjoy the downtime, my friend.
Thank you.
Good night. How about that? First time the military ever told him, go home. Go home. Our grandparents were asked to go to war, friends. We're being asked to sit on our couch. We can do this. We can do this. Oh, John.
Hi, David. How are you doing?
Garden Grove, California.
Yes, I am. Just around the corner from Disneyland.
Southern California. What is your new normal?
My new normal is...
Tim. You there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Uh-oh. I think we might
Is that better?
You there?
Better? I'm here.
Somewhat. Yeah. Tell us your new normal.
Well, I work I'm a marketing coordinator for a medical group.
Uh-huh.
So here in California, we are considered essential. So I am getting up and going to work. It's only taking me probably a half an hour to get from Orange County to LA now because of everybody is staying at home. You know, basically just it's a weird situation being here. I mean, you know, it's not the California that I grew up in. So, but you know, you wake up, you know, take your temperature just to make sure that you're not, you know, you don't have a fever, you're not going out and getting anybody else sick. You know,
so that's what
working
you do
with
every
people.
morning.
That's what I do every morning. So, you know, make sure that, you know, the people that I'm working with are doing okay and not sick. And we're trying to help people. Like I said, I work for a medical group. And so we're trying to figure out ways to get the word out on how to, you know, how to be safe around here because, you know, we work with a group that is usually low income and immigrant population, and in some cases they may, you know, some of the things that are being said may not be getting to them as, you know, getting to their getting the information out to them because either they're having issues with not hearing misinformation or hearing information, you know, they're not hearing the correct information or they're only hearing partial information. So
yeah,
it makes it kind of tough when, you know, when you're trying to get everybody to stay 6 feet away when people don't understand. You know, there are people that are out there still that don't believe that this is just that there are people that think this is just a flu. And sometimes you got to kind of, there are people that you just kind of want to bang this over their head and say, you got to wake up. So,
I agree. Listen, the internet connection is not the best. So I'm going to thank you for weighing in. But the last thought is yours. What would you say to all those people who don't get it?
Those people that don't get it, they need to pay attention, because this isn't the end of it. This isn't even the middle of it. We are just starting, and hopefully, if we can just listen to what the experts are saying, and and not listen to all the other people that are trying to give you the false hope that we will be back, we will get together. I mean, we will be able to get through this.
Amen. Thank you, John. Nice to have you weigh in.
Thanks. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye. Oh, I feel bad. It's always a Wi-Fi issue, but such is life. Okay, let's see. Hi.
Hey, David. How are you?
I'm good. What is your name?
Jesus.
Jesus, where are you in the world?
I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina right now.
Charlotte, okay. What is your new normal?
It's been 4 days working from home, although my company's been working from home since the 12th. So, although the situation in Charlotte, it's not as drastic as New York. Everybody's working from home. So, obviously now getting used to this normal of just waking up and walking to my desk.
What type of work do you do, Jesus?
I do marketing on a digital marketing company and tech. So it's something that it's easily done from home. So it's been a fairly quick adjustment. Although being from Puerto Rico and working from a lot of Puerto Ricans, we're used to having that personal contact. You obviously know that. So it's been a challenge being a week without seeing people besides my significant other that lives with me.
Yeah.
How about you? How are you things? Are you in New York?
I'm in New York. Everything's okay. It's me and the dog, and I'm working. I'm keeping myself busy by working, and so it keeps my mind, I think, from wandering or being idle. I watch a lot of news, and I talk about the news, and luckily everybody is paying attention to the news right now.
How are you feeling about Puerto Rico? I know you've been obviously super aware of everything down there and reporting and everything. How do you feel about this down there?
Listen, I'll tell you this. The governor has taken bolder moves than any other governor in a U.S. territory or state. I mean, she has locked that place down, and today she put in even tougher measures.
Yeah.
Closing the grocery stores on Sunday, making it to where you can only drive on the road on certain days, depending on the last letter in your license, on your license plate. I mean, she ain't messing around. And
she ain't messing around, yeah.
She ain't messing around. So
yeah, today was actually the first time. Today was actually the first time that, at least in Charlotte, they did the stay-at-home law or whatever you want to call it. So she's ahead easily a week and a half from other states.
She's way ahead of everybody else. And her thing today is another level of being way ahead of everybody else.
Yeah.
And
so something that I wanted to share with you, which is super interesting. The other day, I came back from Mexico. Crisis was already going on. And coming in, they didn't do anything to us. We just came out of customs and straight to our car. But we got some friends coming into Puerto Rico, and it was a week ago, and they're already taking temperature to everybody coming out of the airport. So that's another estimate of
you can only enter Puerto Rico. You can only enter Puerto Rico through San Juan now. That's the only airport that's taking commercial flights.
Yeah.
So. And they have some very, very fancy technology there at the airport in San Juan.
I saw it. Yeah.
Thermal camera, which is taking people's temperature, and you don't even know they're taking it. So, in fact, I got a call from some folks in Lafayette, Louisiana, where I'm from, and they said, David, we saw your report about the Puerto Rico airport, and we'd like to look into that technology. So I connected them, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's definitely something that it was a surprise for me when I saw it. Because you obviously know a lot of people there. We're obviously like very negative about what's going on in our island, and then we saw these things a little bit like hope of like we're getting better each day, and like things are getting better, and our professionals there are doing their best towards this situation.
Yeah, people seem to be united. Hey, Jesus, thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, thank you, and thank you for having me, and obviously thank you for everything that you do to Puerto Rico. I've been living outside Puerto Rico for a year, and you've been obviously a big part of the information that we get here. So I appreciate everything you do for us.
Well, that's very nice of you. Have a good night.
Yeah, same to you, and enjoy your time with your dog and everything there in New York, and stay safe.
Thanks, Jesus. Have a good night.
You
Bye.
too.
That was nice. That was nice. Paddington is sleeping, for all of you guys asking. So Mario, who's saying I got a great internet connection, when I hit go live, it says, oh, well, maybe now it's working.
Babe! Sorry, Dave. You're going to have to bear with me. Babe! Media, man, rápido! I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Ok, por favor. Te quiero presentar a alguien. Es al nivel de Ricky Martin, al nivel de Chayanne. It's not Ricky Martin or Chayanne, pero look who is on Instagram Live. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Dave, you just won me a ton of points. You have no idea, bro. He just brought me into his live. So, okay. This is my girlfriend. She's amazing. She is the director of nursing for Ana Jiménez University for all the campuses here in the United States. She's an awesome woman, and she's working hard to get nurses faster out in the field because we know we're going to need them. So you were talking about our new normal. Well, it's funny because I'm an event producer. A lot of my events have gotten canceled. I do a lot of events that are focused around Puerto Rican culture, and I work from home, and I have my desk, but now she has her desk next to me.
We're going crazy.
Yes. So we kind of have to sync our phone calls because she does a lot of Zoom meetings. And so she's doing them all from home. And sometimes I have to make sure that I don't walk in the background of her meetings while she's doing a meeting and making sure I have clothes on or, stuff like that. So it's been really interesting. It's hard to adjust. We also have 2 senior citizens living with us, so we have to be very careful. And every time I'm the one that goes out to the supermarket and stuff, and every time I go, I have to come straight to the room, jump straight in the shower just to make sure that everybody stays protected. Thank you for having me on. Brother, thank you, man. During Maria down here in Miami, I'm part of what's called the Puerto Rican Leadership Council. We were organizing and sending a lot of aid to Puerto Rico. And when you started doing your broadcast from the airport, I remember the first one I saw, man, it was like an incredible lifeline to see what was happening because we were getting no information at all. So from then till now, it's always thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. And may I say to your girlfriend, I am challenging and hoping that universities will do things such as send students out into the field to start helping and working. And NYU, New York University, has actually taken some students that are about to graduate and fast-tracked them and said, go to work.
Yes.
And I think that would be a wonderful thing. So just consider it. I know you obviously are in charge, but just consider it, because I would love to do a story one day that says, this university said, I tell you what, nurses, you're in school, we'll give you extra credit if you go to work and start helping,
I sure will consider that, yes. We actually had a huge meeting today with the Florida Board of Nursing, and that was one of the things that we were discussing. Awesome. Getting our senior nurses and see if we could get them just ready and go out there.
If you have an update, and if that happens, come back because I want to share it.
Okay.
I might be able to hook you up with a contact, Dave.
With the what?
With you. But David, thank you again for everything. We were in Puerto Rico in December during the hurricanes. We were staying in, the earthquakes. We were staying in Guanica.
Yeah.
And
so we saw all those first houses, yeah.
Yeah, we were in our family member's house, stayed, and everything shook. And on the 7th, when the big one hit, we were actually in the airport about to fly out. And it was crazy because I've shared this with people and people laugh, but it was crazy because everything shook, and then the wall next to us was all windows of glass, and we thought that was going to come down. And power went out, and everything went dark. Security, TSA, all the counters. And what was funny, what never lost power, didn't lose a cash register, didn't lose a credit card system, that never lost power ever was the duty-free store.
Duty-free store.
Of course, go figure. Go figure.
So we couldn't get a ticket, we couldn't buy coffee, couldn't buy a sandwich, but we could buy some rum if we needed to.
Puerto Rican rum.
That's right. Course. You know, David, this whole situation is really alarming, obviously, because the numbers keep flying up. Me having my girlfriend being a nurse, my mother's also a doctor. I hear it from, imagine 2 Puerto Rican women telling me every day, be careful. And it's a little scary because people aren't taking it serious. And there's so many people that are so vulnerable. You know, we have 2 senior citizens here in the home, and we have to watch out for them. Yeah. But we need to really take it serious. This is very dangerous. And unfortunately, it'll reach a lot of people, hurt a lot of people. And I just pray people really take it serious. The governor of our state in Florida, he hasn't shut the state down. But some of the local governments are doing it. Our mayor in Miami here was sick, and they did a Zoom meeting with all city council, and I think it was easier for him to persuade them, seeing that he was sick. So, he was positive with coronavirus. So hopefully more and more leaders will realize that, yeah, you got to take drastic measures, but jump on it because it's very, very dangerous.
Yeah.
Well, y'all have great energy. I'm sure glad you joined in tonight.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Much.
Dave, I owe you, bro. You helped me earn a lot of points, bro. I appreciate you. And, bro, big hugs to you and your partner and your dog. God bless you guys. God bless you. God bless you. God bless your career. Hopefully see you soon. And whenever I do, I'll buy you a cafecito.
God bless y'all. Y'all are all right. Have a good night.
Good night.
Oh, that was fun. That was fun. It's good to change it up, you know? You never know who's going to jump on and surprise everybody. He had a cafecito of energy. That's what that was. Oh, I had somebody at work call, so let me just check in with them just for a second. Hello, I don't see you. I hear you. It's in. Hey, is the Jim there? Hang on, just one second. Yes. Yes. What? Oh yeah, I sent the pictures in an email. Sarah, Carolyn, everybody has it. Yeah. Carolyn, Sean, everybody has it. But I can resend it if you need it. Okay. 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 Bye-bye. Okay. So I don't know what that guy was saying. I couldn't hear him. That was bizarre. The video wasn't loading, so I don't know what that was. Okay.
Hi.
Hi, what's your name?
Jessica.
Jessica, where are you in the world?
I'm in Leicester, New York, which is like an hour and a half from Buffalo or 45 minutes from Rochester, New York.
Okay, and what is your new normal?
I work as a collector. So right now they all send home. We're working from home, and got my kids here with me. They're so excited.
Hi, buddy.
Hi. Hello.
Hi there.
So I'm just trying to help him with some homework now because school closed. So they got their Chromebooks and I start working. So now I'm like trying to help them with homework, which is not easy. It's been crazy all this week.
Yeah, parents turning into teachers overnight has been challenging.
Yes, it's been crazy, believe me. Like before all this craziness happened, I was like depressed because of the weather. Like you can see I'm really pale. I need some tan. I'm Puerto Rican. Like I'm white. So I was like, like the weather is not helping me and now all this coronavirus, now I have to stay home. It's not easy.
Well, you might be in for a long haul, love, so it might be several more weeks. So, but we'll get through this together. You'll be good. You got two little adorable cuties there. So,
thank you.
We'll get through this. How old are they?
He's 10 and this is his 9.
10 and 9. 10 and 9.
Yeah. Yeah. So sorry, my English is not very good, but I learned English. I moved here in 2005 with my parents.
Your English is good. Who told you your English is not good?
Well, I'm still learning. And the job that I have is actually helping me a lot. Everybody make fun of me at work because of my accent, which is a good thing because I make them happy and they miss me.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I think we're getting pretty close to the Instagram police coming to get us. I think we're hitting the hour mark. What time did I come up? About 9, right? So we have 8 minutes left or so.
Hi, David.
Hi there. I think we've already talked, right?
Yes, we have. We did last week.
Jeff, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's your update?
Well, my new normal is I'm quarantining myself for 14 days. I went out yesterday. I bought 100 pineapples. I got them for 50 cents a piece and gave them out. I got permission from local towns and handed them out to police workers, people like that, just to put a smile on their faces.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there are health workers that are treating some people half a mile away from my house. And I drove past them and they were in full gowns and it scared the heck out of me. So my new normal is I'm going to be fully staying at home and just trying to, spread the word of just, if I would have got hurt yesterday doing what I did, then I would have taken away people that needed help from the workers. And I didn't realize that. So my new normal is humility.
That's very mindful of you. I love that. I love that. Check in with us later in the week, next week.
Thank you so much. And I'm sorry to take up the time.
Well, no, don't apologize. I'm glad you did. That's it. It's an update to your new normal.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome, Jeff.
God bless you guys. Thank you.
People were like, did he say pineapples? He did say pineapples. He did say pineapples. Okay, so be virtual. I know you're trying to get on, and when I click on you, it says you cannot join. So I'm not sure if there's something wrong, or maybe your account is private and it has to be public, but it says you're unable to join.
Hello, how are you doing?
I am well. What is your name?
My name is Johanna.
Hi, Johanna. Where are you in the world?
I am in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Well, I don't think we've talked to anybody in Nebraska. What is your new normal?
Okay. About a month ago, I worked as a transcriber for the Nebraska legislature, listening to the hearings and converting text to speech to text and then correcting the text. Now, yeah. My new normal is I work from home. And this is the part that to me is the biggest deal. I have a daughter. She's 19. She's autistic. Now with the schools being closed, she used to attend this program that essentially teaches life skills, and now she cannot attend it anymore. She cannot attend it anymore. So she's at home all day, and I'm afraid for all of the skills she's going to lose. And I'm home all day too, and to be honest, me being home all day is a little annoying and inconvenient, but it's not a big deal. I worry about her.
But that makes a lot of sense because she benefits, given her challenges, she benefits from a consistent ritual out in the community.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And she has the supervision of her teacher, the other students. So I just hope this ends soon, because not knowing when it's going to end it's crazy making. I worry about my parents in Puerto Rico. They're both, beyond a certain age. I have my sister in San Juan, a brother in Florida. I miss my Puerto Ricans.
Oh, well, there's a lot of them on here, and they're listening to you. So
that's good.